Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a great day. I definitely am, and I hope everyone who is watching this video is also having a great day as well. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight. Specifically, AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming. And the show tonight, it was a great show. It was a really, really good show tonight. Now, the big question that you for the people that didn't watch AEW Dynamite tonight, was this bigger? Was this like just as good as Winter is Coming last year? Now, even though tonight's show was good, like really good, and the opening matchup between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson, which I would get to because that is a great match. And apparently a lot of people are mixed on the ending for some reason. I'm gonna explain why I like there's nothing wrong with the ending, but I'll get to that when I talk about the matchup and the show. But yeah, like even though Winter is Coming was a really good show, it wasn't as strong as last year's Winter is Coming. And I feel like going into this show, considering that last year's Winter is Coming was so damn amazing and so damn memorable, that people expected it to like be at that same bar. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Now, again, tonight's show wasn't a bad show by any means. It was still a great show. It just really didn't live up to the standard of last year's episode of last year's Winter is Coming, in my opinion. But it was still a great show, and I cannot wait to talk about it, especially Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson, which was a phenomenal match. Phenomenal. Okay, but I will talk about that in a few minutes. But of course, before I talk about AEW Dynamite, I also talk about the wrestling news as well. And of course, there was some news in the wrestling world today. Okay, and one where I'm very disappointed with. Very, very disappointed with. Let's talk about the news before we talk about Dynamite. So first, let's talk about KO, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen. Now, like a lot of people expected Kevin Steen to go to AEW. Hell, even I expected Steen to go to AEW. Okay, WWE has been mistreating Kevin Owens for a very long time. Okay, and I guess and some people might be saying, "Oh, but Kevin Owens, he's in the title picture, so it's not that bad." Bruh. The only reason why Kevin Owens is even in the title picture right now, because WWE doesn't want Kevin Owens to go to AEW. And unfortunately, WWE succeeded as Kevin Owens reportedly signed a multi-year deal with WWE. Why KO? Why? So I'm reading this from WrestlingInc.com. This was obviously reported by Fightful Sean Ross Sapp. But and again, if you guys want to read the article, the links are in the description. But here's what the story has to say. Kevin Owens is reportedly staying with WWE. Owens' previous WWE contract was set to expire at the end of January, but now Fightful Select reports that he is re-signed with the company. Details on the new contract has not been confirmed as of this writing, but is said to be a multi-year deal. WWE officials reportedly made an excellent offer for Owens to stay, and they are said to be over the moon about the former Universal Champion re-signing. Owens' WWE deal was originally set to expire much later, but in 2019, he restructured it to expire at the end of January of 2022. WWE began negotiating a new deal with Owens in the past fall. It's believed that AEW would have had interest in signing Owens, but sources there did not believe that the company would have matched what WWE offers Owens to say, which I find very hard to believe, but okay. Owens is set to compete at the Day One pay-per-view on New Year's Day in the Fatal 4-Way with Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and the WWE Champion Big E. And that's basically all it's got to say. And all I can say is, why KO? Why? That, my God. At the end of the day, it's KO's decision. Okay? It's a stupid. Oh, man. Why? Just why? Like, this is the same company that has been mistreating him for a while now. Just last year, okay, after his rivalry with Roman Reigns, they did nothing with KO. They did nothing with him, okay? And it's just frustrating to see amazing talent not being used properly, okay? And Kevin Owens has been misused multiple of times in WWE, and I don't get it. Just why would he re-sign with WWE? It, I'm extremely fucking disappointed with KO's decision. I really am. Okay. Now, there's some people on social media saying that KO is a bad human being and like he's a piece of crap. And I seen people on social media turning their backs on KO and labeling him as a bad guy. Slow your fucking roll. Okay? It's understandable why you can be disappointed or upset with KO's decision. Okay? But he is not a bad human being. Okay? He's far from it. Okay? He's far from a bad human being. Okay? He's just made a bad decision. Great people make bad decisions sometimes. And I'm sorry, but this is one that Kevin Owens is probably going to regret. Okay? Like it boggles my mind because AEW would have been perfect for him. Like a lighter schedule, a bigger paycheck, not to mention all the dream match, not to mention that there's a Owen Hart tournament coming up. And Owen Hart is Kevin Owens' favorite wrestler. You mean to tell me he didn't want to be a part of that? And he let all that go just to re-sign with WWE, just to get an extra paycheck. Bro, I have no sympathy for Kevin Owens. Okay? Like, I have no sympathy for him. I really don't. Okay? It like if don't be surprised if KO ends up not being used by WWE after the Day One pay-per-view, like by a month from now. Don't be surprised if he doesn't get used or ends up being booked like shit. Okay, because at the end of the day, this is WWE we're talking about here. Okay? I have no sympathy for him. No sympathy whatsoever. Okay? He knew what he was getting himself into when he signed that contract. Okay? Now, I don't hate Kevin Owens. I'm still going to support him no matter what, but I just think this was a poor decision by KO. Definitely a poor decision. And I seen some people on social media saying like, "Oh, he resigned. Oh, Kevin Owens is going to be WWE champion. Oh, Kevin Owens is going to win the Royal Rumble. Oh, Kevin Owens is going to make main event WrestleMania." Bro, do you not understand that this is fucking WWE we're talking about here? Okay? Again, don't be fucking surprised if he ends up being booked like shit or not even be used at all. Okay? And once that happens, when that happens, because God, like, more than likely it's going to happen because, again, this is WWE we're talking about. I have no sympathy for KO because he brought that on himself when he signed on the dotted line. Okay? Just saying. I'm not hating KO. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, excuse me. Whew. Now, again, I'm not hating Kevin Owens. I'm really not. Okay? But, like, I just think this is a poor decision by KO. I really, really do. Okay? Really, really think to yourself, do you really trust WWE to book him right? Do you really have any confidence in WWE to do Kevin Owens justice? Because I don't. Not at all. Okay? Again, don't be surprised if KO ends up being booked like shit or not being used at all. And again, I have no as much as I love Kevin Owens, I have no sympathy for him. Okay? Because he knew what he was getting himself into when he re-signed with WWE. Okay? That's all I got to say on that. Very, very disappointing Kevin Owens decision. Okay? Again, that doesn't make him a bad person for it. He just made a poor decision. Very poor decision, in my opinion. So there is that. Now, another thing that was very interesting, that apparently WWE, Fox, and USA are interested in MJF. The fuck? Here's what it has to say. Oh, excuse me. WWE reportedly had significant interest in top AEW star MJF. WWE TV partners Fox and the USA Network also reportedly had interest in WWE signing MJF, according to Andrew Zarian of Madman Radio. It was noted that MJF's current program with CM Punk has brought in new levels of interest from non-pro wrestling followers at both networks. MJF responded to a tweet on Zarian's report and indicated to his contract that his contract is up in 2024. He wrote the bidding war of 2024. It was noted by Zarian that a reliable source at one of the networks recently commented on the November 17th MJF/Punk Dynamite promo segment and stated, I actually stopped what I was doing and listened to him. I don't think I have done with that with pro wrestling in a long time. There was previously similar conversations about interest in MJF within WWE, but apparently the interest is at an all-time high right now. He has everything we would want. It really depends on if he could be the same person on WWE TV. We want new stars to be the focus within the next few years. That's the plan, once WWE source reportedly stated. MJF have been with AEW since 2019 and is considered to be one of their top homegrown stars with one of the brightest futures. He would be in action on tonight's Winter's Coming edition of AEW Dynamite on TNT, going against Dante Martin in a matchup for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And blah, blah, blah. So there is that. So, yeah. But, like, WWE can only wish to have MJF. Okay, WWE wish they had a star like MJF because AEW has done such a great job with MJF. MJF is so good that he is the greatest heel of the modern era. Okay, and that's just my opinion. But WWE wish they had a star like MJF. Okay, keep dreaming, WWE. Keep dreaming. And even if MJF were to go to WWE, everything that made MJF so great would be stripped away. Right off the bat, WWE had scripted promos. Scripted promos. Okay, what makes MJF so fucking great is that there is no fucking script restricting MJF. Okay? And just that alone is a red flag. That alone is a fucking red flag. Not to mention his wrestling ability would be restricted. Like everything that makes MJF great, okay, would be restricted. Okay? It would not be a wise move for MJF to go to WWE. Okay? And again, WWE wish they had a talent like MJF. Keep dreaming, WWE. Keep dreaming. Okay? It ain't gonna happen. Or at least I hope it doesn't happen. But more than likely, it's not going to happen. Okay? Because I'm sure MJF is smart enough to know that once he goes to WWE, everything that makes him so damn great would be stripped away. Okay? Just saying. That's all I got to say on that. And one more thing that I want to talk about. Okay? And again, this has been news, not just for today specifically, but this has been going on for like freaking the last couple of days. Okay? And that is regarding Jeff Hardy. Okay? Now, I want to talk about this real quick. I really want to talk about this before we talk about winter is coming. Okay? Oh, God, my nose is killing me. Sorry. Okay. So, apparently, right? So, in case you guys don't know, during a live event, right, in Corpus Christi, Texas, there was like a 6-man tag team match as the Bloodline went against Drew McIntyre, Xavier Woods, and Jeff Hardy. And during that matchup, Jeff Hardy just randomly, and he was like hurt, like in pain, like he was sluggish during the matchup. Okay. And then he just went through the crowd and taking picture with him and went to the back. And a couple of days later, he got released by WWE. Now, knowing WWE's track record, okay, like a lot of people assume that Jeff Hardy relapsed, okay, or like he was having like mental health problems, okay. But a couple of days later, there was like 2 Matt Hardy videos. And again, if you guys want to watch those Matt Hardy videos, go to Matt Hardy's channel and you can see that Jeff Hardy is fine. And of course, a couple of days before that, the entire Hardy family is saying that Jeff Hardy is okay. Like Jeff Hardy is okay. Okay. And then a couple of days later, yesterday night, I believe, Jeff Hardy was happy. He looked happy and healthy. And a matter of fact, he's doing concerts this month. Like, what? What? Now, apparently, we got more details on the situation. Now, let me try to find it real quick because it just restarted. I don't know why. But yeah, this really makes me wonder if Jeff Hardy has manipulated the system. Because a lot of people have gave some people shit for even thinking that. A lot of people gave JD shit for JD from New York shit for thinking it. Which, by the way, he never said that it was the truth. He never claimed anything of the sort. He just he just thought that it was not out of question. And like after seeing this, I think you guys might owe JD from New York an apology. Just saying. But hold on, let me try to find it. Bro, I just had it, but then the fucking website just I'm looking at this, but okay, here we go. So I'm reading this from Wrestling Purists, and this is from Matt Hardy's Twitch stream. And here are the tweets. WWE may have jumped the gun with this a little bit. They made a decision, and it is what it is. Jeff did say he wasn't going to rehabilitation because he didn't feel he needed to. And I don't think he did either. That's the honest to God truth. And this is very interesting. WWE, drug tested him after all this stuff. Wait until you hear the results of that when they come back clean. Then hopefully people will feel better about it. Because I feel very good about Jeff. I feel confident about Jeff. So apparently, WWE drug tested Jeff Hardy. But then WWE released him before the test results came back. I don't see how that makes any sense. And the last thing is, Jeff is in the best place I have seen him in a very long time. As far as the details of what went down on that evening and in that match, I talked with Jeff. I feel good about everything he said. And that's Jeff's story to share. And he told me he will when he's ready to go. Now, this is very interesting developments. Very interesting developments. And if you have seen the videos from Matt Hardy's YouTube channel, like this is very interesting developments. Okay? Now, like there's just some things that just don't add up. Like, bro, like, if, like, was Jeff in pain or something? Because he did look like he was in pain during that matchup, like in legit pain. Like he wasn't relapsed or anything. Okay? Like this Jeff Hardy situation is very, very interesting. But I think it's very plausible that I think Jeff Hardy may have manipulated the system. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's not Jeff Hardy's MO. Okay, he wouldn't do that. Like, he has a push going on. And those are some good points there. But again, why would Jeff Hardy risk all of that just by leaving the match early and going through the crowd? Why would he risk all of that? Okay? Like, there's still some questions that needs to be answered of why did Jeff Hardy do what he did? If Jeff Hardy was hurt, why did Jeff Hardy say anything to WWE? Did WWE even knew Jeff was hurt? Like, why did Jeff, and overall, why did Jeff do what he did? Okay? And there is a source by Wrestling News Co. saying that he wasn't impaired when he got to the arena. So no drugs or alcohol were involved in this situation. So I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Like there's still a couple of questions that needs to be answering. Hopefully Jeff Hardy answers all of those questions. Like, this could be just a misunderstanding and just WWE made a bad call, or it could be that Jeff Hardy may have manipulated the system. Hopefully Jeff Hardy tells us what really happened that night. Okay, so that way we can get all the details. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was very, very interesting. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about Winter is Coming. So it started on Tony Khan, man. Tony Khan. Okay, so that was the news. Let's talk about Winter is Coming. My God, I cannot speak tonight. My allergies are killing me. Fuck you, allergies, man. Really, man. I hate allergies, but I'm fighting through it. Okay, so let's talk about Winter is Coming. Right off the bat, we start off the show with Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. Tony Khan wasting no time, and this was a 60-minute matchup. a 60-minute matchup. Okay, and this was a phenomenal matchup. Okay, this was definitely a match of the year candidate, and I do recommend you go out of your way to watch this matchup. This was a great match. This was a phenomenal matchup between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson. Phenomenal matchup by both of these men. It was considered in this matchup as the longest matchup in AEW history, as it was 60 minutes. They went a full-on hour, but the match ended in a draw. Okay. Now, apparently, a lot of people hated this. A lot of people hated the draw. I don't understand why. I really don't. I don't mind it because number one, it's very interesting storytelling. In case you guys don't know, this is the second time that Bryan Danielson got a time limit draw in his title opportunity. Okay, you don't think that's interesting storytelling? Plus, we could see a potential rematch in the future between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson possibly at Battle of the Belts, which I definitely don't mind seeing a rematch between these two. I don't understand why people hate the idea of a rematch between these two. I would definitely 100% love that. And even they do the rematch. Okay, I still think it's very interesting storytelling, and that when Bryan Danielson fights for the AEW World Championship again, they can use the storyline of every time Bryan Danielson fights for the AEW World Championship, he ends up getting a draw. Okay, I think that would be very interesting storytelling. And I'm very surprised that people are very divisive by this, because I thought the ending was great. The matchup was phenomenal and the ending was great. Okay, nothing but positivity in this matchup. Definitely a phenomenal matchup in my opinion. And again, there's nothing wrong with the ending. Okay, I thought the ending was perfect in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, definitely a match of the year candidate. And if you guys did not see Winter is Coming Tonight, go out of your way to watch this matchup. Definitely a phenomenal matchup between both men. As expected, a match of the year candidate by both of these men. Awesome stuff. After that, we get Wardlow versus Matt Sydal in basically a squash match. And a lot of people were cheering for Wardlow tonight. Wardlow is fucking over, my guy. He is over as hell. I'm telling you. Once, AEW is building this up so perfectly. Wardlow is basically the AEW's equivalent to Batista. And once Wardlow deflects from the Pinnacle and MJF, I think Wardlow would be a big star in AEW. But yeah, a squash match. Wardlow wins. After that, Spears destroyed Matt Sydal with the chair after the match. After that, there was a promo between Ty Conti and Penelope Ford. And it was announced that this Friday on Rampage, we will see a submission match between Ty Conti and Penelope Ford. So that is going to be a very interesting matchup. Very, very interesting matchup. I won't go out of my way to say that I'm excited for the matchup, but definitely interesting, definitely curious. Okay, can't wait for what these two ladies do this Friday. After that, we get a small vignette by Malachi Black. And I just want to say this. Malachi Black, has some of the most badass vignettes in all of pro wrestling right now. Okay? Just saying. And apparently, in this vignette, Brody King got teased to join the House of Black, bro. Brody King is coming to AEW, and I am so fucking excited. Obviously, this is unofficial. It's not exactly official yet, but there was like a major tease by Malachi Black. And speaking of teases, I completely forgot to put this in my notes, but Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and the Young Bucks had a segment, and Adam Cole said that he had the present for the Young Bucks next week. That could also be a teaser for Kyle O'Reilly. So we got teasers for both Brody King and Kyle O'Reilly. Okay. And we could see them both next week at the Christmas special. So very, very excited for next week. After that, we got Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. This is the final matchup in the trilogy of matchup between these two ladies. And these two ladies, my God, these two ladies are incapable of doing a bad match. Like, the chemistry between these two is fucking awesome. This was a great matchup. Now, I will say that this was like the weakest of the three matches. I will say that the other two matches were better. But this was still a great matchup by both of these ladies. Great matchup by both of these ladies. Awesome, awesome stuff. After that, we get a promo with the Varsity Blondes. And Give Garrison of the Varsity Blondes called out Malachi Black. So and it was announced that next week we're going to get Give Garrison versus Malachi Black. So that is happening next week. After that, we get a promo by Eddie Kingston, and it was announced by him that we will see a 10-man tag this Friday on Rampage as Eddie Kingston, the Lucha Brothers, and Santana and Ortiz will go against Daniel Garcia, 2.0, and FTR. Now, like, I still think it's going to be a fun matchup. Again, like I don't know how I feel about it, because on one hand, I'm like, this matchup has the potential to be really good, but at the same time, it's like, is it really necessary to do this 10-man tag? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but this has the potential to be a very entertaining matchup. So, yeah, I guess you can say that I'm kind of excited for this 10-man tag this Friday on Rampage. Okay. Speaking of Rampage, this is the part of the review where we go over the stuff that is happening for Rampage this Friday and Dynamite next week. Of course, this is what's happening on Rampage this Friday. Of course, we get an 8-man tag team match as Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and the Young Bucks will face best friends Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, and Orange Cassidy in an 8-man tag team match. Ty Conti will face Penelope Ford in a submission match, and Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Lucha Bros will face Daniel Garcia, 2.0, and the Acclaimed. And also, Dan Lambert makes his return to AEW this Friday on Rampage. So that's all that is happening on Rampage this Friday. And Dynamite next week. Of course, the only thing that has been announced until we get to the main event, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Malachi Black will face Give Garrison. So now we get to the main event. MJF versus Dante Martin for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And this was an entertaining main event. And Dante Martin is so fucking good, man. I'm telling you, when this year is over, Dante Martin is going to be this year's breakout star of the year. He is just so fucking good. Like, it's crazy how good Dante Martin is. Like, my goodness. He definitely shined in this matchup. But MJF picks up the victory after Ricky Starks cost Dante Martin the matchup. After that, FTR came out, and they celebrated with MJF. Then everything went dark, and then Sting and Darby came out, And in case you guys don't know, FTR attacked Sting and Darby last week, so they came for revenge. And again, considering that this show tonight kind of lacked in surprise debuts, I wasn't exactly a fan of that blackout because I thought that was just like a cop out. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was like kind of cheap because a lot of people expected like somebody big to make their debut in AEW, but no, it was just Sting and Darby. So I wasn't exactly a fan of that. To be perfectly honest with you, I thought that was kind of cheap, but that's just me. But Darby Allin Sting attacks FTR, but again, the numbers are in the Pinnacle's favor as FTR and MJF take down Darby Allin and Sting. But then CM Punk comes for the save. And of course, MJF and FTR retreats. And it was announced that next week at the Holiday Badge Special, it would be CM Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin will go against MJF and FTR. Holy shit. What a fucking matchup. I cannot wait for that. Okay. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a great show. Again, I feel like, don't get me wrong, this was a great show tonight. But considering that Winter is Coming was just so damn phenomenal and so damn memorable, a lot of people expected it to be at that same bar. But tonight's Winter is Coming is just fails to hit that mark, unfortunately. Which is why a lot of people think this show is underwhelming. And I can see why. Okay, it was still a great show. It was just wasn't impactful and amazing as last year's Winter is Coming. But other than that, I still thought it was a great show in my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about AEW Winter is Coming? Did you guys like the show? Did you guys not like the show? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this. Much, much appreciated. And again, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a content. Make sure you leave a comment. And if you guys like the stuff that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the Asylum. Have a nice night, everyone.